what's up guys? Matt here. So today is April 3rd, and I am not in my set for Matt Talks, as you can tell. I'm in our camper. Today I'm going to be talking about Batman v Superman, my reactions, my review sort of discussion of Batman v Superman. So the beginning portion of the video is going to be non-spoiler. I'm going to be telling you if I liked it, if I didn't like it, if you should see it, and things of that nature. So to kick it off, I'd like to say I really enjoyed the movie. It's a long movie. There's a lot of things going on, and if you like Batman and Superman and some other characters that I'll mention in the spoiler-filled review, the portion of this review, you will really enjoy it as well. Now, my grandma, she probably wouldn't like it. My mom probably wouldn't like it. My dad, he might like it. I know Brian Rector liked it. When we saw it, which I saw it with Brian and Dan, we saw it together, and that was his third time seeing the movie. So I guess he liked it. Which I really enjoyed it. There was a scene in it that like I said a second ago, there's a lot of plot points that are thrown at your face, but it's kind of hard to understand some of the time. But there's a scene in the movie that you notice, and then that's when I was watching it, I saw it, and then I immediately was like, this movie is fantastic. I want to watch this over and over again. So that's there. I would suggest you go see it if you are into that sort of thing. I will say I'm more excited for Suicide Squad that's coming out in August than Batman v Superman was. Than I was of Batman v Superman. I don't know. I'm just looking forward to seeing the Joker again on screen, a different Joker. I've got some notes here that I took after the movie. Since I've seen it, I saw it a week ago, and now I'm reviewing it now. I wanted to do it that night, but it was late and I was tired. But for my spoiler-free review, I'd say I really enjoyed it, and I'm pretty sure you will too, so I would say go and see it. You could wait till Blu-ray, or you could just rent it on demand, which might be an easier option, since it might be expensive to buy it. But I would say go see it if you want to see it in the theaters. Here is the spoiler-filled review, which I'll start off by saying, why did Superman die? I don't know. I was asking Brian about it, and he said there's a comic book, The Death of Superman. The Death and Return of Superman? Death. One of those two. But the very end of the movie, Superman dies. And I was a bit shocked, actually. I didn't know that was going to happen. But you'd think Superman's gonna be in the other movies, because in the very end, there was no after credit scene, but Superman is in his coffin, and then the the dirt kind of lifts up, like Superman would lift something up. So there's that. I didn't think he was gonna die or anything like that. Batman was awesome. I didn't realize that Batman and Superman's mother's names were the same. They're both Martha. So that's a thing. Which most of the movie I was confused in. There were scenes that you had to watch Batman's parents get killed again, like you always see, which I'm tired of that. I'm tired of seeing that. At the very beginning, after you see his parents die, and they're at the cemetery scene, Bruce Wayne's running. He falls into the cave with the bats, and then he starts levitating. I was like, what is this movie that I'm watching? And then I was like, wait, this is a superhero movie. And then I was like, wait, Batman doesn't fly. But I was like, come on, guys. Really? Levitating? With bats? Alright. Another great character, Wonder Woman. She doesn't show up she's not like a main character in the movie, but you do see her in her Wonder Woman outfit a couple times. She fights Doomsday. in the end of the movie. The big boss, Gal Gadot, is her name. Gal Gadot, Gal Gadot. I think it's Gal Gadot. She was in Fast and Furious. She was awesome in that too. But this movie, she was great as Diana Prince. She had a very mysterious vibe about her, which is very mysterious. And I was interested. I was like, who is this? But then I knew it was Wonder Woman because of the trailers. Which, the trailers, they revealed a lot. They showed Doomsday. They showed Wonder Woman. They showed Lex Luthor. There's a picture of Jesse Eisenberg bald, and I was like, when does he become bald? Near the end of the movie shows him bald, and he was about to be executed. So I was like, are you kidding me? They kind of spoiled it, like a little teaser with him being bald, but I guess that's what the teaser was for. Okay, that makes sense. Never mind. Disregard. Batman, Ben Affleck, Batfleck, whatever you want to call him, he was awesome. He was great. The funny thing is, the first scene that you see him in, he's driving the Jeep Renegade that you saw in the commercial, and I was like, well, that's stupid. And then you notice every single car is a Jeep, Dodge Ram, or Chrysler, and I was like, why? Because Brian pointed it out to me, and he was like, look, Chrysler. And then every single car was a Chrysler, and I was like, come on, man. Gotta get some variation there. And every car was a muted color. It was like black or white or gray. And when Batman was running, Bruce Wayne, Ben Affleck, he was wearing blue. And I was like, alright. Everybody else was wearing like black, gray, white. There's a little girl that he saved from Wayne Tower, and she was wearing a colorful shirt. And I was like, well, she's important because she's not wearing black or gray. Some choices. After reviewing movies and going into this film industry kind of thing, I've noticed that I watch movies differently now. I don't watch them to enjoy them. I watch them to either make a review, or I watch them to be like, I liked how that camera movement was, and what kind of lens are they using, and how do they do that with the camera, and stuff like that. So I can't really enjoy movies anymore like I used to, but I still enjoy movies. Like this one, like I said in the spoiler-free portion, I really like this movie. It was really fun. There's a lot of action. A great movie. Batman, coming back to that what I was talking about, Batman. Ben Affleck did a really good job. I was really surprised. I liked him a little bit more than Christian Bale, only because he was a bigger guy and Batman was really bulky in this one. My favorite Batmobile? That's still what it's called. Diesel's barking. My favorite Batmobile is still Michael Keaton's. Only reason that's my favorite because I still had a toy that Michael Keaton, his Batmobile was one of my toys that I had that I drove into as a kid. But yes, Batman was awesome. Ben Affleck did a fantastic job, like I just said. Henry Cavill as Superman, I really liked him too. I've gotten used to him being Batman. Every time I see Henry Cavill, the funny thing about Superman, Henry Cavill's Superman, he was in Man of Steel, and I'm thinking that was the only other Superman movie, because I know Superman Returns, I think is what it's called, in 2006. What's his name? The guy from Arrow. Let me look that up. There's a guy from Arrow who's on what is happening? Now I need IMDb. Who's in Arrow and was Superman. So we'll see. And I may have just spoiled it for me. Let's see. I wonder if I see his name. That's directors. That's screenwriters. Brandon Routh. Ralph? And we're off. Superman Returns. I was right. Superman Returns 2006. Every time I see him in Arrow, I think of Superman. But then Henry Cavill's Superman, so I don't really know. It depends. What, when you grew up to see Superman as Henry Cavill. But then there's also the 4 extra metahumans they talked about, which was the Flash, which was Aquaman, which was, what was the other one? Cyborg, which I was really excited about Cyborg. And then the other one was Wonder Woman, which you've seen her, so that's that. All in all, I really want now a standalone Batman movie with Ben Affleck as Batman, and another standalone Superman movie with Henry Cavill as Superman. Because they did the origin story of Batman again, but they didn't do it of Superman, really. You kind of had to know what was happening to know who was who and the characters in the movie. And there's a lot of plot points that threw at your face, like I said in the beginning of this review, which was okay. I mean, I was lost for a little bit. And then the scene that I was talking about in the spoiler-free portion, Lex and Superman were having a monologue with each other, which isn't really a monologue. I don't know what the word is. Either way, they were talking to each other, and something about that scene was really good. Like, they did a fantastic job acting. And I was like, this is great. This movie is awesome. I'm going to do a review on it, and I'm going to say how awesome it is, because it's really awesome. And you should really go see it if you want to see it. You may wait for Blu-ray if you want to see it at home in your smaller screen than the movie theater, or you can go to the movie theater and see it. Speaking of the movie theater and seeing it, cool thing about this movie was really awesome, really cool, everything like that. One of the cool shots that I picked up on, Ben Affleck as Batman running around, which was Gotham City, which I didn't realize Gotham City and Metropolis were like right there, because you saw in the background Superman and General Zod fighting, which I was like, I didn't know they were so close together, the Metropolis and Gotham City. But that's okay, because it was a really cool shot. You saw them flying through the buildings and things like that. All in all, that wraps up my video here of Batman v Superman review. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in the next episode of Matt Talks, or another video that I decide to do. Thanks for watching. Peace.